enter stage right. Now, when last we left our little mob of unfortunates, they'd stumbled their way through the streets of the city of the crossings, trying to find some hide or hair of the missing Father Gregory, or perhaps any of the unfortunates that he'd been seeking out. They'd managed to find their way to the old Moor house, the once lair of a demonologist of unfortunate repute. However, they've stumbled across a couple of ragtag fiends calling themselves the Rude Boys, who seem quite intent on not letting them by, without some shivs in their sides, that is. Raise curtains. Now, when last we left off, as said, you were staring down the loaded barrel of 3 individuals who have very long daggers. They don't seem like they're going to let you by without a serious fight, and they very, very clearly intend to kill you, as, one of them did just try and whip a dagger at the back of one of your heads.
You're welcome.
So, currently, you have Kai in the back, kind of grabbing this guy by the crotch to distract him with her sharp kitty claws. And then you have all the other 4 just kind of all in a line facing the other 2 Rude Boys who are standing there with their daggers out. They're not too far away from you, but they're clearly... Yeah, they're clearly ready for you.
I sort of vote we take slow actions here.
Well, that's the thing. Initiative works as follows. There are fast actions and slow actions. They're essentially the same thing with one big difference. A fast action means you get to either move or take an action, such as attack or cast a spell or take your pants off and whip them around your head if you feel like it, but probably not the best idea. Whereas a slow action means you get to do both. However, the order of actions is any players who want to take a fast action, and then any enemies who want to take a fast action. Then players who want to take a slow action, enemies who want to take slow action, and repeat. Which players would you like to take a fast action?
I have to decide if I want to stay a cat or not.
I mean, here's a good question. Right now, if any of us took a fast action, none of us could actually attack the Rude Boys. Is that correct?
None of you could reach them with a normal attack, no.
If any of us have a ranged option, that's that. Otherwise, I think it might be wise to vote on slow actions and then figure out who actually wants to take a swing first.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that works for me.
Rip, our poor Kai. Sickness has taken them away. So young, so soon.
So young.
I'm still here.
But I'm still alive! No, you're not. No, you're not.
No pain, only sleep.
My grandma, when she gives me night cold tonight.
Oh dear. So, both of the Rude Boys that you're facing, that are ahead of you, are taking fast actions. Now the one behind, that is with the kitty, is also taking a fast action. So, if all of you are taking slow actions, Kai, does that include you?
Yep.
Okay. So everyone's taking slow. So, the enemies act first. Both the Rude Boys that are in front of the house kind of hunker down and lift their arms up in front of themselves, keeping their daggers at the ready, like they're ready to accept if you're coming in. So they are both prepared for you. The one that is with Kai, however, tries to grab at the feline and goes to stab her in the stomach.
Kai's a him.
See, I told you.
I'm just gonna keep reminding you.
He will never eventually I'll get it.
Yeah. And then you call Victoria a guy.
I'll swallow your soul.
It's true. Okay. So he's attacking with a bane, or excuse me, a boon. So he has plus 1d6 to this roll.
A bong.
Okay. What's your defense?
12.
Okay. Well, he's hitting. Okay.
And
how many? And yeah. All right. So I'm going to separate you on the screen here. Delilah. Why go upside down? Delilah. Anyways, okay, so here, I believe
Mildly
roughly.
grateful that viewers cannot see that dumbassery.
I was oh so sneaky with it.
Yes, you were. Okay, so okay, so this is actually pretty bad. So basically, the rude boy reaches down and grabs Kai by the back of the neck and lifts this cat up before bringing his dagger down and stabbing it into her side and just his side and raking it along, leaving a bright splash of blood that spatters all over the ground. And you can just hear him cursing in pain. Oh, you stupid little shit! I'm gonna wear you as a codpiece!
Please don't. I can
Holy
speak in
shit,
cat form.
Okay, so now you're dropped, but you were also in a lot of pain.
A lot of pain. Is that 7 damage?
Yes, you take 7 damage.
Okay, fun.
So that is okay. So he has been stabbed and thrown to the ground. Now he's got this gaping wound in his side. It's half the length of his body. So he's clear, and the other two seem quite ready to accept you coming to make good on your promise, you bloody fuck.
Good.
It is now the player's actions,
Good stuff.
and you may act in any order you choose. Does anyone wish to go first?
Not it. Nose goes.
All right.
I go second.
I'll go
Alright.
third.
All right.
So I said
So
I'm
we
not
still
going first.
We still don't have a first.
That's it.
I will randomly assign.
I guess technically I will go first.
All right, then
Also
Miguel / Tulio.
I'm also going to look at Alistair and just kind of like, you want to pull a purses? Yeah, let's pull a purses.
I actually
Start-
incidentally tilt my head towards the one that's separate from all the others.
No. Like incidentally, which is funny because that is the purses plan. Just gonna pull out my staff, look like I'm gonna run towards the dudes in front, and then just turn around and run and smack the dude behind.
All right. So currently the guy is distracted because he's freaking out because a cat just fucking talked to him. So I will give him a bane.
Also, Sauce,
Victor.
since me,
Kai's
I
also
guess I'll give you a boon.
since me and Miguel were actually on the same page, can I also get a boost? So I was gonna do the same thing.
Anyone who's attacking this guy this round has a boon to do so.
Oh, thank God! This guy's gonna get circle boot.
Alright, so ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Mm,
Oh, that would have also been +1, but I'm pretty sure that does some
22
stuff.
hits.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 22 hits.
It does. That'll hit basically most things in the entire game.
Yeah. And roll this. Oh, I'll just roll the damage, since I already messed up rolling the other bit.
I don't believe it's a +1 to hit, actually. It's got +1 to damage, but your strength is 0. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if...
No,
I thought
it's
staff
just
could
damage.
be finesse.
Wait, staffs can be finesse. I think.
Mhm.
So that would be agility to hit, wouldn't it?
Oh, wait, yeah, you have higher agility, don't you? You do indeed. My bad. All right. So, yes, it's 23. Okay. So, you run on in. This guy's just hopping up down. It's, get off me, you bloody little shit! It's a talking cat! He just takes a few steps back, his arms up in the air, blood dripping from this giant fucking dagger he's got holding out. And you run up behind him and you crack him in the back of the shoulders with your staff, and he stumbles forwards. Shit! My shoulder! And he turns back at you. Now, this guy, here's the problem. None of you are really brawlers. These guys look like they know how to handle themselves in a fight. He's hurt. That hurt clearly, but he's really not in that bad a condition. Sorry. And he
Second thing,
turns
though,
and stares at you with a sneer on his face. The fuck are you think you're doing? Arlyeon, go ahead. Or Alistair.
You know what?
Oh.
Guys, can I spend a fate? Can I spend a fate?
I'm fine with you spending a fate.
Keep in mind, are all of you remembering how many fate, like how karma works here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was,
Does anyone
Plus
not?
one?
I don't know what that
I can't
does.
quite remember, but I
Okay.
remember we have like a
Basically,
set number for the adventure.
How it works is there's group karma. So karma basically is you can re-roll a failed dice, and if you fail, you re-roll and see if it succeeds.
I thought you just
or
turned
you-
it into a success.
Or that's what I normally do is that. So yeah, okay. So you can re-roll for something. What was it?
You can add 2 boons onto something to try and force it to be
That was it. Sorry. So, yeah, it works a little different how I usually do it. So you can use one of your karma to turn a failure into a success on a d20 roll. You can use a point of karma to add 2 boons to try and get it above 20, where something extra special usually happens.
And I think you can turn a roll, a d6 into a 6 with one?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. So if you're rolling a dice, you can turn 1d6 into a 6. Any of that can be done with karma, but the group has karma. It's all of yours. So if any of you use it, you're getting it, but you're also taking it from someone else who could use it. And I'm not telling you how much you have.
I think it's like 1d6 plus 1, but I could be wrong. Or it's like 1d6 plus group level.
Keep in mind, that was, there is a suggested. I may or may not have taken the suggested. I'm not telling you how much you have.
Either way,
I am still fine with him retaking that. Is everyone else fine with him retaking?
I'm okay with it.
Wait,
What happens if we run out?
Wait, hold on. Lovi, where is it?
when does it ever refresh?
It
or-
refreshes during the next adventure, or B, if one of you does something. If you do something that would normally earn you karma, like you pull something really like smart, or you're really outsmart somebody, or you like pull something clever or something really exceptionally funny, things that would normally earn that sort of thing, I will possibly add to the group's karma, but I won't tell you. So you will never know how much you have.
I
So
personally think it's a bit early on for him to be using.
I mean,
And the situation has only just started.
we have 1 player near dead.
that's true. I do have like 3 health left. 2. Sorry.
He potentially just shrugged off 1 attack. Each one of them might have a similar amount of health. If they
Or
can pile it,
we
that
could run away.
Yeah.
Well, either way, we're not getting away
I
very
mean-
easily.
the one injured isn't getting away.
It's a cat. We can pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the other hand, if we actually take one of them down immediately, it might break morale.
Or it can make them angrier.
No, if it makes them angrier, then we can always just chase them around town until they get tired.
Yeah, that's also very true. And I guess the last thing I'm just thinking here is, at least if there's 2 of them less, it also means we're not getting possibly ambushed in future by 3 people. We've already made enemies here.
The other thing to bear in mind is that right now we are pincered, so if we try to run, dude behind us.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm by the dude behind us, so I can
with
run.
throwing knives.
Who is apparently trained with throwing knives.
Yeah. We've also seen how many of our group has less than 10 strength and will be probably failing strength rolls more often than actually succeeding.
Listen, don't call me out.
I mean, that was also a reference to me.
Okay.
Also, Shrimp,
Oh,
who actually
Shrimp.
has the most legendary failure so far for a strength roll.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I have a staff, so it's finesse, I guess.
yeah.
So, me and Lovi are mostly against it. You and Virus are for it. Shrimp, what do you think?
I think we should at least kill the guy behind us before we run.
In which
in that
case,
case,
that is
That is a
3.
3 to 2. It is you.
Rip.
Sweet.
So you rolled in.
Success.
Actually, so the way I'm seeing this is he, like, turns is like, why are you and Alistair just, like, trips right onto the scene. It was, like, going for, like, a swing, and he just, like, trips, and instead of hitting that in the face, he hits him in the nuts.
All right. So you trip, and your stick kind of waves up, and he's, "What the hell do you think you're doing? I'm gonna," and it flings up and hits him in the dings, and he's, "Oh, you scrawny shit." You're pretty sure he's threatening you, but all he's making is a series of weird noises. It's just exactly.
Well, I
Eloquent.
believe someone claimed third.
That was me.
All right. Then Frank Diaz, what you doing?
I'm gonna go and attack the guy that's near the cat.
Okay. All right. So everybody's just like, beat him. All right.
Letting the loved animals.
Of course you did. Oh,
Well, that's a miss.
Jesus Christ.
that's an issue.
Jeez.
Okay. So what happens is, Frank, what's your weapon?
Staff.
Okay. So you quickly run up to try and take advantage of this and like hit the guy while Miguel smacks him. But then Alistair goes to hit him and trips, and he smacks him, and you trip over Alistair's foot, and you just stumble over to the side. Did you roll a natural 1? Oh,
did.
you did.
That's
You know
not
what?
good.
You know what that means.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Roll damage.
Oh no.
As a D6.
I believe so. Staff's
It's
1d6.
D6 plus 1.
It already
D6
rolled
was
the
on?
damage right there,
Oh.
technically.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. So the damage is 5. All right. Where's Alistair?
I'm over here with my...
There you go. Okay, so Alistair trips and hits the guy in the balls, and as he does, your foot hits Alistair's foot, and your staff, instead of careening into this guy's head, smashes straight down on the back of Alistair's skull, dealing 5 points of damage.
I am most of the way dead.
Welcome to the club.
Yep.
More like the club was welcome to him, rather violently.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay, you're not the one of the enemy.
All right. We have Delilah and we have Kai.
Can I pick up Kai and make a run for it?
Alright, yeah, Kai. How much is your current health?
2.
Oh yeah, this is going swimmingly.
Now, just so you know, Delilah, if you run near this guy and then run away, he does actually get to make a triggered attack against you. He might deal you some damage. Aren't you terrified?
I mean, I'm actually honestly surprised Delilah didn't just go like, ooh, okay,
Stab him,
fresh
bitch.
beat, stab.
Okay, so so you sprint over to Kai. So boop, 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 boop. You snatch up the kitty, and are you like just kind of trying to hold her and brace her, or are you like running
Him.
for it? Him, damn it. Or are you trying to run for it?
I'm running with the cat.
Okay, so you go to run. This guy like looks up, brings that dagger out, and makes a swipe at your back as you're running. He's, "Oh, get away! Oh, damn it!" It's very intelligible. Let's see. Yeah. I guess I'll give him his normal out. I'll give him a -1 though. All right, what's your defense?
Just a 10.
10? Okay, then
Yeah.
he's stabbing. Okay, so that hurts. Maybe in a nice way. But still, suffice that you do take more than half your health and damage. So you go to run, and a burning hot sensation courses through your shoulders as this guy's dagger implants between your shoulder blades. Like, it must have missed something vital by a thread. And like your body actually seizes up for a moment. You can feel your fingers tighten, and I'm sure you can feel a few other things as well. But regardless, the guy wrenches it out, and blood starts to pour down your back as he's "I'm gonna fucking kill all of you, you
Yeah,
pieces of
he is
shit."
going to solitarily kill us all.
That said, despite that, you are still running. And he's getting a little bane to running right now. So the only one left is Kai.
Well, I mean, I believe I'm being forcefully. Well, not forcefully. I probably jumped into her arms.
You're like, please save me.
Hold this lady. I mean, there's not much I can do, is there? If I'm being picked up and taken from a scene.
That depends. I mean, you can leap from her arms if you want. You could.
I mean, honestly, you
Meow
have both actions.
loudly.
You have
Just
both
meow.
actions.
You have a move action, and you have the ability to take like an action of your choosing.
Well, so like I can't turn into a human and then attack somebody. That's not an ability, just in general.
No, but I think you
And
can
it wouldn't
walk him
also
in the
make
face.
sense.
No. I was just needed to know for later.
Yeah.
Right this moment, I would just suggest staying put, because
Yeah, I guess I'm going to try to freak the people out by talking. And while being a cat.
Okay, so what are you saying to try and freak this guy out? Because he was freaked out before. Now he's panicked and angry because he just got smacked in the nuts with a stick. But it hurts a lot.
Just like stuff like nice try, and also nobody's ever gonna believe that you saw a talking cat. You're going crazy, man.
Wow.
Going crazy, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Hold on. Okay. So he stops for a moment and he holds a hand to her. He's, am I going crazy? Am I going? No, I'm not going crazy. It's an evil cat. I want to get that cat. And he actually leaves the three of you on the ground and goes sprinting after Delilah and Kai.
Oh,
He's
triggered action
You
time.
get your ass back there.
Hey, I'm not on the ground.
It's true, you're not.
Can I smack him?
Yeah, you can. Yes.
Oh,
You all have triggered actions. if you want.
yeah. I put my staff out to trip him.
Okay, let's see.
I'm assuming no boons.
No, definitely not. Let's see. Lunging, shifting, unbalancing. Okay, I'm going to call this an unbalancing attack for Alistair. So you're making the attack with one bane. Okay.
So I'm just gonna swing at him if I get mine. I'm not like on the floor or something.
All right. Let's see. That is a
Jesus Christ.
and a 1 when you don't need it, and a 6 when you do. Here, other way around, I guess.
Yeah.
Defense. Okay. So wait. Yeah. Okay. So Miguel and Frank are definitely hitting. So this guy turns to run. And Alistair, you don't even need to worry about it. Basically, you stick your staff out, and the guy hops over and just goes, "You think I'm stupid?" And the other two staffs just go whack on the other side of his head, and he drops like a rock. Apparently, you can stop the rock.
Hmm.
And he just stops and just lands on the ground, bleeding from the ears and the nose and the knife.
Oh, did he fall on the knife?
No, he did not.
Christ. So Alistair right now is like nursing his poor fucking smashed up nose. Man, this is like flashbacks.
Well, the back of your head, actually.
Oh, okay. Not quite flashbacks.
All right. Either way, you still have two of these guys, and they're like, "Hey, look at that! They might actually be able to beat us up. Maybe you should give me a knife and try and go at them with just your fisticuffs. I think you could probably take the rest of them on your own. How about we just slice their ears off and feed them to them? Yes, yeah, that's a better idea."
Frank,
What?
What would Linda do?
that scroll. Show them that the husband of Linda is so magical.
Yes.
Christ, I can't
So
believe
they
that
look-
just worked.
They look at one another, and then they look back at you. Oh, you're going to show us some more of your shitty writing? Is there turnips on the Linda trees? Turnips on the Linda trees? And they want to kind of puts his hands up above his head and pinches his fingers and makes a little wiggling motion. Go ahead, show us your magic. This would be funny. Now, in the meantime, you're here. Delilah, where are you taking Kai? Are you planning to loop around and keep an eye on things, or are you just sprinting?
Just sprinting.
Okay, now where are you
I think it would be better to, like, kind of get to a little safe spot.
All right. So you're trying to retreat for now, and are you going anywhere specific, or are you just kind of trying to, like, get lost and wait till they catch up?
Get lost.
Okay. So I'll put you to, like, this, in the official get lost over here portion.
The official abandoners of the party.
I mean, I was picked up. If they get mad at me, I'll just say Delilah picked me up against my will.
It's like, it was totally against my will, guys. I was perfectly happy to die for you.
Especially Nobleman over there. Yeah, that's exactly who I wanted to die for.
In any case, so Frank, they've
Thanks,
called you out.
Fireboy.
They've called you out. They said, "All right, show us your magic then." Now you have already, of course, taken action. So the question is, if it's something simple enough, I'll leave it as a free action. But it depends on what you want to do here.
I mean, I just wanted to use the scroll, but I don't think that's something simple.
Oh no. If you're going to use that scroll, then no. Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
I think
So-
new turns soon. 'Cause I think we
Next
called
new
them.
turn is actually now.
Yeah.
So who's taking a fast action and who's taking a slow action?
So I kind of got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because this guy obviously had throwing knives of some kind. Do I see any of them?
Well, he had at least one, but it's going to take you a sec to actually search him over. You don't see any immediately, but usually people don't carry those in, like, plain view. You'd have to take a sec, like, a round to actually search him.
Arlyeon, do you really think I should use this scroll, or should we just
mean-
run?
Honestly, we have a band of criminals that know our faces, have an association with this, and we have no other options since none of us has reputation or in good standing with anyone.
Well, yours is with, like, 5% of the people around here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And this
Um,
is the shitty portion of town.
Yeah, I'd do the thing.
Alright. I'm gonna take a fast action then.
All right, so he's taking fast action. Now, obviously enough, Kai and Delilah are sort of not here
Taking
right
their
now,
own
so
action.
don't need to worry about that. So Frank is taking fast. Miguel, Alistair, fast, slow.
I will probably take slow.
How do healing potions work?
Healing potions, I believe, heal you for your healing rate.
Oh. So it's going to be pretty garbage, but better than nothing.
That's kind of the way most things work in this game. It's not in your favor.
Yeah, okay. I drink a healing potion.
All right.
Actually, no, I'm going to slow action it. And I'll drink a healing potion, probably.
Slow
unless
action?
they're up close. Yeah, slow action. Because they would need to use an action to cross over to us. Because they
Okay.
decided to, hunker down and V-pose at us while we beat down their friend.
Essentially, yes. Let's see. Yep, your healing rate is what you get back
Okay.
on your turn. Okay, so you're taking a slow action. And Miguel, you are taking a
Slow.
slow action. Okay, so everyone is taking a slow action except Frankie.
Frank.
All
I
right,
have
Frank,
faith in you, Frank.
what you gonna do? Like, I know what you're gonna do, but just to be official about it.
Well, I'm not as good as this as Linda was, but I'll give it a try. And he opens up the scroll and reads it, I guess. I don't know if that's how you cast the scroll. I'll try reading it.
Yeah, that's basically it. Now, here's the thing: how close are you to these guys? In yards, would you say?
You never really gave us a yardage.
That's true. Basically, how close do you want to be?
I was like next to them, I would assume, since we were all attacking the same guy.
Well, keep in mind, that guy was behind you. He tried to throw a knife.
I mean, I'd say I'm really close to them.
Okay, so you're
Or
gonna
at least,
gonna move up within like 5 yards of these guys.
yeah.
Okay. So now, which one are you looking at? There are two of them. There's the guy that seemed to be smarter, kind of deconstructing the guy who seemed a little cowed by it and was kind of like, well, maybe there is a problem. Are you looking for more the brash guy or the guy who's kind of cowed a little bit?
The brash guy.
Okay. Okay. So as you start reading, I need you to make me a will attack roll. So basically a will check.
This is where we find out that Frank's will. Wow.
Oh,
Okay, you know what? Can we spend a fucking fate?
I don't want to
Useless.
spend 2 and 1.
At the same time, like, scrolls are, like, rare as fuck, and I sort of wanted to see what this did.
I leave it up to you guys.
Still, this would be our second one in the first fight of the game.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, we're not actually going to survive any other fights at this point if we get into one.
Yeah, and healing takes a long time.
Yeah, we can't heal, by the way, guys. So, like, we're stuck with the amount of damage we have on us.
Oh, you can take days to heal.
Yeah,
Rest for days to
we can rest for days, at which point every single one of our leads will probably be dead. If we aren't, because these guys track us down and slit our throats.
Just to assuage any fears, things generally are on a time limit in these sorts of adventures, but they're generally not if you don't get everything, just so you know. Franku. The question is, so two of them say, shouldn't use another karma this quickly. Arlie says, well, we might want to see what it does. What are you going to do? Are you going to use another
Also,
group
it's
karma?
expended, fail or succeed, right?
Oh yeah, the scroll will be used up either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we should use one.
Iris, what do you think?
spend it.
Bam! Let's go!
Okay, okay.
Before we find out we don't actually have anymore.
Yeah, that is now a success. Okay. So now it's just a basic success, so no extra special fun things. Okay.
Now we actually find out what it is other than TTRPG.
It's nothing. Da-da-da!
You yell stuff about fire and brimstone, and they are very repentant. And then they stab you.
Okay. Alright, so you lift this thing up, and what are you saying in general?
Get off my lawn!
Oh my god!
Alright, so it's like, let's see what then would say, and you like chant these incanted, like, divine words of power, and then you lift it up and say, get off my lawn! Okay. So the guy shrinks back for a moment and puts a hand to his chest and goes, Is your lawn the lawn of God? Lawn of God. It's everywhere. I've been trespassing on God's lawn. Well, that appears to be the only effect for now.
Well, I'm fine with that.
Everywhere's God's lawn.
Everywhere is God's lawn.
So what's this already sort of cowed guy reacting to his buddy suddenly becoming, I guess, a devout believer?
Sort of. Anyways, he moves away from him, but then he looks back to you guys and keeps the blade up, and he looks at Frank, and he lifts that blade.
Okay, is he taking a fast action too?
You're not taking me to church, you shit.
But yes, it is now slow action time. So those of you who took slow actions, you may do a thing.
It's like looking at Tulio and like a, or talk.
Try to distract him. And I'm just gonna start looking for like the daggers that he would have been
Okay,
hiding.
so it's like a. I guess I'm going to try to intimidate him. It won't be church that he'll be sending you, whereas he's showing your compatriot the trespasses he's made on God's lawn. He'll be showing you fiery perdition if you don't stand down and take your compatriot to be healed, to repent, to. Do you want to see the dire atrocities that might await you if you can? Just rambling. Just
Okay.
ramble, intimidate, try.
Just every so often from like
Roll to intimidate/distract.
Fucking Christ.
don't fail.
Holy shit!
Yes!
Alright, so natural
Congrats.
20. Okay. So, yeah, as you speak, like, there appears to be some actual, like, force in your words. Like, you start to speak, and as you speak of, like, perdition and, like, the terrible effects, like, there's a smell rising in the air along with your words, like, actual stink to go along with all the things you're saying about, like, brimstone and perdition and fire and burning. It doesn't smell like brimstone, though. It smells like poo.
It's fine. I'll just talk about, like, the rank scent of sin coming to, like, latch upon those who are due for that.
Wow. Okay. So, he turns, and he can't really run very well, as his pants are now sagging, but he just takes off. Like, he turns around and just goes like, I repent everything. I'm gonna change like mommy wanted. My God.
Good job, Arlie. You converted somebody to a faith you're not even part of.
I know, right?
That was, for those of us who cannot see the screen where the dice are being rolled, that was 3 natural 20s in a row.
Somehow.
Okay, so this other guy just drops to his knees, puts his hands over his face, just drops the knife, just doesn't even look at it again, and puts his hands to his face, and he looks over to Frank. I say now, you're the prophet of the new God. You're the Messiah. Come to show us the error of our ways. I say now, I'm sorry for everything. The new God, Linda. I understand now.
Oh, and
he-
your first act
and he
of
looks at you
repentance
weeping.
should be to take this man and bring him to where he can receive care, and then find a church that you might properly repent your sins and your ways.
Which man are you talking about? Because
The-
one of them literally shit his pants full
No,
and
the
ran.
one who's been clubbed.
Oh, the clubbed one.
Yeah.
Of course. And he looks to Frank. What are your words of wisdom, my lord?
Well, it's about time somebody recognized my status.
Right! Prophet! Definitely him!
We're just his faithful apostles.
Take your friend here, laying on to a safe place, and shoot near the church.
Yes, my lord. What here's he saying?
Pray to the new God every day.
Okay, my lord. Every day. And he's like crawling on his hands and he crawls around Frank to keep from being in his holy aura, apparently. And like he crawls like between the legs of the other 2 guys and like goes over and grabs his friend, and who is, by the way, you found a throwing knife on him, Miguel.
Cool.
Okay, so he like grabs the guy and he's slapping his face like, get up, we're going to go repent now. Hellfire and destruction is upon us if we don't change our ways and turn to Linda. And he's like, the guy's like, oh, And he's like dragging him away across the ground. He's trying to drag this guy. It's barely working, but he's doing his best. He's gone. He's leaving.
I drink my healing potion now. Seems like a good time.
All right. Your healing rate is 2?
Yeah, it's 2.
Okay. You're now
My
at
head
6 hit
still
points.
hurts.
Oh yes.
Just kind of walk over all proud to like Alistair. See, that wasn't so bad.
Like snorting out like a bit of blood and like tapping at his ears that are probably also bleeding. It's like,
What happened to you?
Frank.
See, those guys were nothing. It's Frank that we have to watch out for.
You know, it
Sorry
could have been
about
worse. I didn't get stabbed. It's also really hard to be like righteously indignant and angry when they're busy shitting themselves.
And of course you didn't get stabbed. We pulled the purses. Getting stabbed is not part of the plan in purses.
I need to remember more of these. I know you talk about them a lot, but I'm distracted. Which, speaking of distractions, they were quite a distraction, but we have a proper manner to investigate.
Quite.
Where did the other
And apparently
two go?
we're down 2 people.
I mean, we could follow the blood trail.
I just kind of lean into Alistair. If we do it without them, that's more money for us.
On the other hand, I think we have it between the 3 of us.
Okay, I'm just saying. We are kind of trying to run a campaign with your characters, so if they all die, that's not going to go well for you.
On the other hand, you have a destitute noble trying to rebuild his estate, and he just went like, there's money in this too, and he's just like, niece money.
Hey man, I'm just saying, you're all probably going to die, is my very gentle warning to you.
Okay, fine.
Hey Delilah, do you want to go see if they're dead and we can
our
rob
characters
them?
at least like look in the door without death and get that inkling, so that it makes sense for the characters to know to go get the other 2?
Well, I mean, my character's probably gonna go get them.
Oh, actually, that's very fair, because if Frank goes like, I'm gonna get them, Alistair ain't walking in there with 2 people.
Yeah, even
No.
Miguel would kind of be like, but maybe not 2.
I mean, actually, since we cleared out the front of it, we could always look for that guardsman and be like, "Oh, we got a lead." She's not also.
Yeah, keep on. It is getting later at night, so you're not sure when this guardsman is around. Well, this guards lady actually is around, but hey,
guards person.
guards.
TLDR. We'll stand guard, Frank, in case the guards person ventures by here during the course of their investigations. I don't think you have anything to worry about from the Brood Boys, considering their great gracious conversion. Yes, that does that sound good, Tulio?
Yes, that sounds fine.
Alright, I'm gonna go get the cat.
Forget the huge, bulky lady who's like, looks like she could crush your head with her elbow alone. Yeah, just a cat.
She did nothing.
This giant, strong woman just running with a fluffy cat that's bleeding in her
And
arms.
they're both bleeding.
They're both
Oh, yeah.
bleeding.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
she is way worse off than you are.
Yeah, but the idea for carrying the cat while being like this bulky lady is hilarious.
I mean, the thing is, at this point, though, people can't tell if the blood is yours or the cat's. Answer, it's mostly hers, actually.
True.
I'm gonna try to run after them, following the blood.
It's not hard. That's a lot of blood. Like, there are people in the streets. Like, it's not late at night, it's just getting on to evening, and there are people in the streets looking at, like, this trail of blood just pouring off in that direction.
How are they not dead?
A lack of
Yep,
rules and
time.
mechanics pertaining to bleeding.
Well, yeah, it's about 5. We arrived at 5, so yeah, it's like 5:15 at the moment. Like, there's people in the streets like looking at this, and in fact,
You converted 2 people. It's not even dinner time.
to the new god of Linda.
And we got a Linda.
New God,
So-
the apostle, and the deceased. Sorry, the Messiah and the deceased prophet Linda. There,
Oh no. So,
asterisk new order.
Delilah, you're sprinting through the streets, and you see like 2 of these guards just sort of stand there talking with each other, looking very bored, and they look at you, and their eyes go wide, and they turn around. The one of them like steps up, he puts out his hand, he's, "Hey you, stop where you are."
Yes.
So you're just kind of like slowing down to a stop, or are you like running past him?
I'd stop.
All right. He's, "What's that you got in your hands there?
A cat.
Why is it all bloody?"
Somebody stabbed it. I was saving it.
"A likely tale."
Can I meow pitifully?
Oh, of course.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
So it's... The other one steps up, he's, Hey, hold on a sec. Look at it. The cat's comfortable in her arms. If she'd been abusing the cat would be scratching her arms to pieces. I have a kitty cat of my own, you know. All right. I don't need to hear your life story, because I don't care. Drown your bloody cat. Ugh. He's, right. My esteemed associate here seems to think you're on the level. And he's like looking you over, and he just stares at your back. What the hell happened to you?
Dude who is at the cat tried to attack me after I took the cat.
Well, where is he? This is whose business it is. Speak up, wench.
So, not knowing that they've already resolved the situation, I do indeed point them in that direction.
Right. Where should she go for this shite? And he goes, "Well, you should probably go out to Redemption. They have some good healers out there, and I know if you head to the Church of the New God, they take care of little kitties. They take care of them, yes they do. They don't just feed them to other things like they do at some places, like Father Death's cult. I tried that once. It wasn't for me. There's too much of a fairy vibe to it. It all feels too spooky, if you know what I mean." Shut up! All right, you, get your cat off to Redemption or whatever. We're going to go solve this properly. Get your back looked at, you dumb wench. Aye.
I head off.
And are you going to Redemption?
Sure, I can pretend that this cat needs help and...
You need more help than the cat, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay, even
And then, like,
you're still
lay
aware
off
of what
that.
your limits are.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're heading that way. Now, Frank, you're like sprinting as fast as your old ass legs can, and you're going this way, and these 2 guards are running past. Are you injured at all? You're not injured, right?
No, I'm not
He
injured.
was fine.
Yeah. So you're running along this blood trail, like, and these 2 guards are just dunk, going the other way. They've got their weapons are drawn, and one guy looks kind of like he's really into this, and the other guy looks just glum and grim, like he's ready to kill whoever caused this great calamity. Anyways, they don't seem to notice you.
Okay.
You just kind of anything, or you just like running by these guys?
I guess I'll ask the. Hey, have you guys seen a bleeding cat in Norman?
Oh no! Okay. All right, so the one guy goes, "Eat him!" and he jumps on you.
Oh, thank God. Alistair, I was about to say, I hope you're ready to roll new.
I know, right?
It is 23 hit.
Oh my god!
God.
Definitely.
Okay. Okay, so he tackles you to the ground immediately, and he grabs the shaft of his spear and like puts it over your throat to hold you down. And he's, "Give him the boots! Give him the boots!" And then the guy comes over and he just starts hoofing you in the side as hard as he can. You really can't move, so he's just kicking you. Okay, so he kicks you unconscious. Like, he just boots you until you faint.
What a great time.
Oh no! It's
And
only the second game.
And the guy just,
even the
this
second
is
day.
for that poor little kitty. I'll bet you love skinning kitties. He just gives you that a kick. You poor little kitties. You're evil. I'm going to make sure they look you. I'll tell them you did worse things. There's no worse things. I'll have you hanged. All right. So he's just beating
Did they
the
not
shit out of you.
recognize Frank as the author?
They might have if they weren't so immediately like, oh, it must be you.
Okay.
So,
I'm just covering my bases there.
so they just beat the shit out of you, and you're done. Okay. So, and you two are off for redemption. And what are the other two of you doing again?
We were standing outside the building in case the guard lady walked by there on patrol.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So they're searching Frank over and realizing he doesn't have any knives on him. So they call some other guards, and they drag the bleeding and unconscious. How old are you again, Frank?
71.
70-year-old man off towards a guard station. Well, these two fuckers run the rest of the way towards. They're just following the blood trail back. Okay, so you two guards run onto the scene. They're looking at the blood, and they sprint on, and they see you stand there, and you're bleeding from the head, you're bleeding from the nose.
Yeah,
so these
I'm
two
just
guards,
sitting
hold on.
down at the door because I'm not standing the entire time
Okay,
that this happened. So he's sitting by the door, just
sitting by
bored
the
looking.
door of the Moore house, right?
Yep,
The old demonologist place.
yep. Just
Okay,
sitting by the door, looking really
Miguel,
bored.
what did you do when you found that knife?
Well, I would have tried to make sure that there wasn't any blood on it.
Well, there's definitely no blood on it. The issue here is, if it's a throwing knife, you can't take and throw it if it's not somewhere easily accessible. So basically, are you keeping it as a trophy or something you can use?
Kind of trophy for now.
Okay, so it's tucked away in your backpack?
Yeah.
So at least that's not immediately obvious.
Because I don't have anything to really holster it into yet.
Yeah, aside from your
Nor
belt, and that could
proficiency.
go really badly. Because-
I would say if I holster it into my belt, there's a good chance the knife's just gonna cut the belt.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, there's a better chance that you're just going to lift your leg and it's going to impale you.
That too.
That'd be kind of funny though.
Miguel is not stupid.
Fair enough. Okay, so these two sprint on the scene, and I mean sprint, and they look mad. The one guy has blood all over one of his boots, his metal boots. And they sprint on the scene, and they go right up to you, and they march up. And one guy's, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
Recovering.
We're taking a rest after fending off some hooligans.
Some hooligans, huh? You happen to know a girl?
About, and he puts his hand above his head. Yay, high, all covered in muscles.
You happen to know her?
Okay.
Is she
can I get
alright?
Can I get a read that they're
Oh, you can make an insight check. Is that a thing? I believe it's insight, right?
They don't really have insight, but
1 sec. Is that the right?
Would it be intellect?
intellect, probably perception.
Intellect, yes, thank you. So intellect.
Okay.
You can make an intellect check. Yeah. This guy's trying to get you to admit to something.
Oh yeah, the girlfriend that was jumped, and we were jumped, and the 3 mobsters or hooligans that ran off, who you can follow their blood trail too. Yeah, go nuts with that.
She story what blood trail's that?
Point at the dragged blood trail.
He looks at that and is,
Yeah, right. Sounds like a cover up to me.
sorry, sounds like a cover up to me. Don't it sound like a cover up? And he goes,
It sounds like a cover up to me. You like bullying little kitties, do you? You like stabbing poor little cats? Is that what you like to do, you sick fuck?
If you're trying to frame us for the fact that you have been killing cats along with the rude boys, I am going to
Excuse?
okay. So this guy lifts his fist, his weapon, his metal plated fist, and he takes a big step towards you.
We want to say that again.
Considering that we helped save a cat and you're currently trying to frame us for harming a cat, it sounds like you are working with the rude boys and are probably shit heaps that harm cats. If you're going to just go and spend your evening killing cats after framing us,
Okay.
then please feel free. I'm
can I
done
do
with
an
today.
Can I do an intellect to
Stop
see how
me.
he's reacting to like calling him a cat beater?
Basically, every time he mentions cats in pain, like you can see the tension flow in his arm. He's probably just going to beat Alistair into a pulp in a second.
Yeah, no,
Like he's mostly from what you can tell, even at a glance, you can see this easily. You're a con man.
yeah.
You can gauge reactions. He's not really listening to most of the words Alistair is saying at this point. He's just
says,
hearing,
"Cat beater."
you abuse cats, you abuse cats, you abuse cats. That's all he's hearing.
No. Look at this man. Look at how much he seems to care about cats every single time you bring it up. Surely he would not be so uncouth as to beat them.
Then why is he trying to frame us?
Because he's so worried about the poor little cat that got stabbed.
Then why isn't he, at that cat's side? We were too injured to really move from here until...
Well, he's not a medicine man, now is he?
Yes, but, I'm not in any position to move around, especially not when there's a bunch of hooligans who are still active and roaming this neighborhood doing that kind of thing.
We got the kitty taken care of. She's going with her big lady friend, and they're going off to redemption. They're going to get some medical assistance.
I was going to correct you, but can you really tell the gender of cats?
Ah, my failure is a success this time.
I mean, you can actually, because cat balls are pretty.
My failure is a success this time.
It's a success this time.
I mean, did the guardsman really stick his face in that close to be like, oh,
Oh,
there's
anyways,
little...
continue.
Oh. Now, my good sir, it's been a rather long day. My friend here kind of got smacked upside the head by one of those hooligans.
Yeah, don't worry. We got one of them.
You got one of them?
You two, by the way,
the hooligans, by the way.
you two, by the way, are quite aware that they came from the exact opposite direction of any hooligans.
I described, I'm like,
Miguel's just kind of like, I'm sorry, you got one of who?
We got one of the hooligans. He was running around looking for the lady and the kitty.
What did he look like?
He was an old arsehole. He was, a big withered face.
Oh, so you beat her family friend.
No.
I
Yeah,
described
Miguel-
Frank in far more detail. And then I name drop him since he's a known author.
Miguel kind of just, as soon as they say they beat him up, oh.
I mean, I do hope you're not actually, that you were severe about it. I mean, Frank is a very old man and a very well-respected member of the community, and to think that he might end up succumbing to that kind of wounds given his advanced age is...
Alright, don't you try placing things on me. I didn't do nothing wrong. Anyways, so like I was saying, you have a good day, and we'll be off. We're
Oh,
going to go
actually, though, if you
apprehend
are concerned about the actual hooligans, that direction, and these are their descriptions.
What smells like shit?
That would be the pants of one of them.
That's nasty. Alright. We'll be off. See you. Bye. Yep.
Also, what was the name of the guard lady again?
I don't recall, but someone probably does.
No, the one who is
Doing the
part of this?
investigations.
I need to zoom in on this. Elise. Sergeant Elise.
Oh, yeah. John asked about that.
By the by, do you happen to know where Sergeant Elise might be?
Elise? She's usually doing her rounds a little later at night. Is
Is this part of her rounds?
Is what part?
Here.
Are you
This
asking me?
area.
Oh, no, she doesn't usually. Whoever comes by this old place, this is exactly the sort of place you'd expect to see kitty abusers around. So I come by once in a while, just in case someone needs a foot up their arse. But aside from that, nobody really comes around here. She's usually checking grievance these days to try and see if she can find anything on the missing folk.
Should we possibly get tended to and then check out grievance when it's later, since clearly we're only going to find her when it's later?
Well, you probably should get tended to at least. I'm fine.
I mean, true.
I believe
fine.
she's starting up around in about a half hour from now, something like that.
I mean, Sasha, do like they ever sell like healing potions at like the church for donations? Maybe.
Well, the church will probably heal you at least for free.
Yeah, I know.
They'll help you a bit, but they can only heal you so much.
But which I'm thinking if they have any sort of air quote magical miracles, they're probably going to ask for a donation to the church. So I'm asking, do they have anything like healing potions that I like? Because I think everyone in the party is done fucked up.
A little bit, yeah.
The fact that we literally bullshitted our way through the first combat encounter, though.
Mostly,
best
anyway.
way. It's the best way.
I started with bullshit. Persis is bullshit. It went from one bullshit plan to the next really quick.
Yep. Don't bother fighting them in a head-on fight. Just beat the hell out of the one guy in the back.
And then bluster. A lot.
Bluster. Magically bluster, and then bluster the rest of the way. Thank you, Frank. Your sacrifice to the party will be remembered, even after you pass on.
Poor fucking guy.
From police brutality.
Oh no!
Da-dum-dum-dum.
Oh, goodness.
All right. So I guess we'll start going and trying to find... Or I also will ask them, do you know where you took Frank?
Well, we didn't take him anyway, but I think I saw somebody maybe roughing him up a little bit. They were headed to the station, you know.
So the station, and we have to go to the church to go and gather our comrades.
Right.
I'm trying to see where this is.
Shall we head to the station first? Probably a good chance that we'll run into Elise there.
And he might need some healing after, so collecting him before we go to the church.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So the station up north, is what he says. Because I can't remember which place this is, but that's fine. Okay.
Just Alistair, like, adjusting his glasses, which are now slightly crooked.
Unlike his vision, which is very crooked right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Being a cat worked out great for me.
It actually worked out a lot better for, I think it was Miguel, right? You were the one trying to bluff?
Yeah.
Technically, yeah. For the guard. Yeah.
If she hadn't gotten in the way, that guy would have gotten a sneak attack on you and thrown a dagger directly into your head or the back of your shoulders.
Probably.
And dropped you, probably. In any case, however. Good. Okay.
And given we saw how bad combat is, we wouldn't have walked away from that encounter.
Probably not, no. Because then they would have rushed you and stabbed you. But, okay, so...
So see, Miguel doesn't think that the cat did anything. Miguel just thinks that luck is always on his side. Obviously.
Well,
Now,
Kai's gonna remember that.
You don't know this. He's never gonna say it.
Well, no, but Kai's gonna be like, remember that one time I saved you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw a cat. I don't think it was you. I don't recognize that. But in any
The
case,
two con artists.
you can buy healing potions. It costs 2 silver shekels.
Oh. Do I even have silver? Let's find out.
They're pretty expensive.
I have no silver. I have copper pieces. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to just see if we can get, like, a little bit of, them healing hands and maybe meet up with the guard. Please.
How does healing work in this game?
Basically, most of the time when something heals you, unless it specifies, like, you heal 1d6 or something like that, most things heal you for your healing rate, which is equal to, I believe, a quarter of your max health rounded down.
Yep.
So
Garbage early on.
So you have 9, so if something heals you for your healing rate, you get 2 hit points back.
Okay, so I'm assuming we don't heal during long rests like we do in D&D.
No. When you take a long rest, you heal for your healing rate.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it takes quite a few days to get back to Okay.
So like
Yeah.
closer to you guys don't play Cypher, never mind.
Frank would take 5
I've
days.
played
to
a
recover
game
right
of Cypher.
Oh,
But
the
yeah,
healing
it's
you heal
closer to that.
D6.
Which,
Yeah.
I mean, if we go to assume that there is sort of a time limit, and if we're tardy, the people being kidnapped are, I don't know, turned into cloaks, eaten, sold into the black market, sacrificed to demons,
Turned into cookies.
turned into cookies,
Sacrifice to demons!
sacrificed to devils for you,
You're not supposed to tell them. Shh. Keep it down.
or sold off to a gladiatorial fighting pit off in the far some corner of the earth.
For now.
Yeah, I think we need to find a way to expedite our healing because Frank is out of commission for close to a week.
That sounds like a good idea. Would agree. Cat approved.
To be fair, Frank will at least be brought back up to 1 hit point.
Yay.
Frank's health doesn't get to be like police brutality anymore. It was briefly that.
I think it's still police brutality.
It's police brutality, whether you.
Yeah, it's pretty.
How dare they discriminate against the old?
Oh, no. There wasn't ageism there. They treated him equally as a young man they were going to beat the hell out of.
It's true.
Lovi approves, and she's all about stealing from those children.
Okay. So we go to try to find Frank.
Is it hard to find him?
We're off to see the old crazy author.
Okay, so yeah, you're headed to Redemption. Sorry.
The wonderful author of Shines.
Okay, so yes, Kai and Delilah, you head into Rebellion, yeah, right? To Redemption. Now, Kai is basically in Delilah's hands, literally and figuratively here. So where are you taking her?
Him.
To that church that they mentioned?
The Church of the New God?
Yeah.
All right. So you're heading to the Church of the New God. Okay, so you head on in, and
Kai's like, wow, thank God you can't tell me from an actual cat right now because this is the life.
All right, so yeah, so you head on in. All right, sorry. By the way, if you rest for 24 hours, you heal twice your healing rate as long as you weren't interrupted by anything.
Oh, neat.
Anyways, so you head in, and I'll say fathers. The fathers, the church heads, basically the pastors, do swap out from time to time. So the one that was here earlier is not here anymore. It's a sort of a middle-aged woman. She's got a fairly average build, but she's sagging in everywhere. And life is clearly taking its toll on her. She's got a couple of gray hairs. Otherwise, she's keeping most of her brunette hair pretty nicely. Other than that, you walk in, her shoulders drooped, her face is long. She looks like she's been out of it for years. That said, she's going through the motions of her prayers. You come in.
Meow.
So Delilah.
Yes.
You don't have any idea who this person is. You don't go to Redemption and these church places, obviously. So
Hello, could you help us? I think that's a good place to start.
Okay, so she turns around. Hello. Blessings of the new God upon you. What do you need?
I can't believe Quill's a priest.
I hold
Have
up
you
the
seen-
cat and then I turn around. So my back is...
So you hold up the cat and she's. You can dispose of it out. You can dispose of it out. Back.
Wow!
So then you turn around. She's. Oh! You look terrible. All right, sit down.
Kai's like meowing to make sure that he knows Why?
Don't dispose of me.
Don't dispose of me.
Right, so she walks over and she recites a few words. She puts out her hand over your back. And I believe minor healing is... Arlie, you know this better than me. Yeah.
I will in a second. I know.
Arlie sleeps on the books.
Not actually.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
Osmosis.
Okay,
Just
so she chants a few words and touches your back. And what's your healing rate? Delilah?
Should be 2.
Yeah.
Probably
2? Okay, well, she chants a few words, touches your back, and the pain eases a little bit. Then she chants again and touches your back again. So you've now healed 2 hit points. So you're at 3 life. Then she finally makes one more incantation. This one, you can actually see there's you can feel a little uncomfortable, honestly, because there's clearly theurgic, divine energies starting to move around her. She exhales and she touches your back, and you heal for your healing rate. So there you go. You have 5 hit points.
Yay!
Oh man!
I'm obliged to ask you to whatever's happened to you to the guard. It would be terrible if you were to die in your sin.
No.
Could you also help the cat?
Kai's doing his cutest cat. He's trying to be the cutest cat possible.
You know what? You roll me a d20. Just
Roll
for
a
fun.
d20.
It'll be fun.
Usually when you say that in Barovia, that's not a good thing.
It'll be fun.
Oh, National 20! Yeah!
Day of natural. Okay, so you look at her and she looks down. Gordon, is that you? Have you been reborn? Yeah. And she kind of chokes down this gulp. I swore I'd never love another cat again. And she starts chanting an actual verse, and she holds up her hand. And excuse me, I need to. Where is it? Hey, what's your healing rate? 2?
2.
Okay, so she chants a few words. You can see some actual vigor in her eyes just for a moment. And she puts her hand on your slashed up side, and you can feel a tingling feeling as your side starts to knit itself together. You're going to have a scar. You are going to have a very nasty scar that goes all along your side in whatever form you're in. But at least for now, most of the bleeding has kind of stopped, and it's sewing itself back together, and you heal for 2 damage.
Wow.
She invokes light healing, which is the best spell she's got.
He's purring, just putting out everything he's got. Get that heals. Yes, I'm your dead cat.
Of course you're not. I'm sorry. Carried away a little, I suppose. That's all I can do, I'm afraid. If you need a place to rest, you can rest in the pews. You should likely inform the authorities of what's happened so that you aren't, killed in your sleep without anyone knowing or ever avenging you.
Is avenging a part of this religion?
Not my portion.
Well, I didn't say that.
Oh, that'd be awesome if you did. And
No.
just hadn't registered for her.
Right. So she just kind of slumps a little more. She'd regained hope for just 1 second, and then it was all gone again. She just kind of sits down. You're welcome.
Thank you. I kind of nudge Kai to make the meow.
Yeah, Kai meows.
She sniffles and says nothing else.
Kai kind of looks up at her you want to get out of here? I can't talk while we're here.
This is a day of natural 20s. It's very entertaining. Continue.
Yeah, so I get up and head out, but not too far, because...
So kind of like heading outside, but keeping in this vicinity just in case they stop by?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, so Frank, you wake up. You're in a cell. Your side sort of feels like you've fallen off of several buildings. It feels like you've fallen off the top of Wizard's Peak and landed directly on your side, where there were several boots waiting for you.
Sounds about right.
You, of course, recall what happened, and it hurt. But at least you're awake. They appear to have given you just enough basic care to make sure you didn't die or anything. They're making sure that you're alive in jail for trying to help your friend. In the meantime, there is like a guard actually stationed outside, sort of old West Sheriff style. They're playing with a deck of cards, tarot cards, just seeing what comes up. That and that.
Okay. Well, first when I wake up, I'm like, Linda, I'm not coming to meet you yet.
Right. So, guy lifts his head up and looks your way. You're Frank, aren't you? You're the writer guy.
Yes, indeed, that's me.
I didn't take you for an animal abuser. Sicko.
I didn't abuse any animals. I was actually trying to help. I was actually trying to help my animal friends when some guards beat me up for some reason.
See, when you stab animals, it's not helping them. You don't send them to your new religion, whatever. You just kill them. They just die, okay? It's not helping.
I don't have anything to stab animals with. I was just going after the animal after someone else stabbed it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, mm-hmm. I have it. Two very reliable sources said it was definitely you. They saw you and everything.
Actually, they just. Can I try to roll anything to convince them?
You can make an intellect check, sure.
Okay, let's see. Oh, actually, I was asking them if they saw my friends, and they just attacked me.
That doesn't really sound like... Well, I guess... if it's animals, they probably just didn't pay attention and just attacked the first thing that set them off, so... Yeah, that was probably not actually your fault. Sorry about that. You're still kind of in jail till we can actually find who did this, and that could actually take years. And the door kicks open. These guys drag this guy in. He's like beaten in the face. He's bleeding. You recognize this guy. You hit this guy with your stick, and this guy's like, "We got him. We got the one. We got one of the bastards." And this big guy, and you remember his boots, walks in with him, and he's like, "Yeah, we found this guy. He was going on about how he's not going to church and he's not some stupid religious boy. But hey, look where it got you now, you piece of shit." He just slugs him right in the face. And he's just like, and the guy's like, he knocks a tooth out of the guy, and he's just like slumps over. And they're dragging him off to a sound. Like, "Oh, and he happened to be, he wasn't attacked." And he points at you. "He wasn't attacked by guards. It actually turns out that there was some swamp gas, and he was beaten up by local ruffians who kind of looked like guards." And the guy's, "I saw you bring him in." "Shut up." So like I was saying, swamp gas. There's no swamps around here. "Swamp." And he puts a hand on the other guy's shoulder. "Gas. Swamp gas. Gotcha. All right. And you can let him out. He's been wrongfully imprisoned. Actually, no. He was kept in here for his own safety." All right. Mr. Frank, sorry about the and completely unassociated ruffians who attacked you. You're safe now. We've apprehended the culprit, and you're free to go.
Well, thank you very much. But
and the guy kind of gets up. The other guy who's been subtly threatened gets up and gets his keys out, and he unlocks the cell you're in. He's sorry about that, man. We'll get you out of here, Mr. Frank. Get you on your way. Maybe
maybe avoid any animals for the near future. They seem to be bad luck for you.
Do you guys have anything that might help with my broken ribs?
No, they're not broken. Don't worry. I checked them myself. They're not broken. One almost fractured, but you're all right. I mean, you're fine. You should probably take a few days off and maybe rest up a little bit. You'll be fine though. You just write in the right. That's not hard. You just sit in the corner and scribble things down. That's the easiest thing in the world. You'll be fine. Don't get them out.
Why is Donald Trump trying to roast Frank?
He's not trying to arrest him. He's trying to get him out of here. I mean, what are you talking about?
There would be Mr. Brumpt, and he's in another game. Thank you.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just get out of here before I get beat up again.
All right. So you're getting out. Now, where would Frank go now that he has no idea where anyone is? He knows that Delilah and Kai were in bad shape, so they probably needed some healing. And he's probably looking for somewhere he can refocus his mind after being horribly beaten for no reason.
Yeah, he's gonna be kind of confused, and he's probably gonna head to the Church of the New God.
Okay, so as you're approaching the Church of the New God, lo and behold, you see Kai and Delilah looking fairly healed up, though it looks like Kai is probably going to have a kind of a nasty gash, like a scar. You, on the other hand, won't have scars, but you will feel like they say, beat you overnight with a bag full of soap.
That's a thing.
Oh, did the guards beat you guys up too? Oh wait, that was the reference. Never mind.
Okay. All right, so yeah, you of course see Frank coming. Frank is got a bruise on the side of his face. He's hobbling. It's very clear he has a lot of pain in one of his sides. You can see the imprints of boots, like the dirt from boots, all over his shirt. It looks like he got the shit kicked out of him.
He did.
You're right.
Kai meows just to make sure that Delilah sees Frank coming.
I'm just staring like, the heck?
Sounded like you said Vahek for a sec. I was continue.
Yeah, he just Frank, as he passes them, he just say, "I'll be right out."
And then Frank, the poor old beaten man who was very innocent, goes inside and finds that the father, or the mother in this case, the priest who is on duty, has actually used all of her healing spells on Delilah and a cat. So she can't help you for shit. It says, "Oh no, this is real sad. You can write something, I guess. Just lay down in the corner. You won't die."
I guess I'll just take a nap.
Anyways, all right, Alistair and Miguel, where did you two go?
We had gone to get Frank.
I know. Yeah, that's right. You went to the station, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to the station, and you can see the guards walking out, and they've got blood all over their gloves, and they're cheering, and they're chuckling, and they're nudging each other. And it's just like, "Hey, who you got them?" And they kind of look your way, and they shut up, and they just keep walking.
Alistair's he doesn't give too many shits normally. But Frank's an okay person and a writer and a person of a, so he's just slightly slack-jawed and did they cover up? Miguel. Did they?
I think you know him as Tulio.
I know him as both actually, because
Oh yes.
yeah. Did they cover up what they did?
I would probably say that's a fairly good guess.
We should probably. I guess we can identify the corpse out of respect to him. I guess. Yeah. Like, I mean, he's just like slowly walking there, but clearly does not want to be walking towards there right now.
All right. Okay, so you two walk in there, and there's a receptionist sitting behind there, and he's got his guard uniform on. Kind of a bigger guy, looks kind of like an orc.
Hi there, sir. We're here to check in on an associate of ours, Frank Diaz.
Oh, is that so?
Pardon me a moment.
Was that so, Mr. Very?
Oh, he actually... It's like a slight look of relief. Okay. Yes.
What associate's that?
Frank Diaz, the author.
Frank, I know him. Yeah, he came in a while ago. He wasn't looking the best. He looks like he got tapped by some ruffians in the street. He's fine. He's out of there. We actually found the real ruffians, and we got him a cell instead.
I slightly tip forward, so there's the lump on my head. I'm like, yes, I'm quite glad that they've had a cell since I had an encounter with them as well.
Oh, that's terrible. You should get that looked at. Maybe you should head down to the church, Redemption, and you go. They probably patch you up.
All right. Thank you for letting us know that Frank was out. We were quite concerned when we heard that he'd been taken in on a misunderstanding.
No. You see, ruffians beat him up, and then we didn't take him in on a misunderstanding. We took him in for his own protection because he's old and frail. We want to make sure he's all right.
Right, of course.
Right, of course.
Of course.
I mean, I have the utmost faith in
how silly of me.
Our guards in this city, and I'm always appreciative when there is, esteemed individuals such as yourself who recognize both the individuals of our writers community as well as those of the it is a pleasure to be recognized by such a wonderful individual as yourself. Anyways, we should probably be heading off to Redemption, as I'm probably still concussed.
Of course, Mr. Berry. It's good to meet someone who knows how things go around here. You have fun.
It's like, oh dear God. Off to Redemptions!
Yep, just kind of...
As our whole party just runs in circles.
No. Because see, about 5 minutes after Frank goes in and takes a nap, along comes Miguel and Alistair, because you guys were actually not that far off from each other.
Tulio and Alistair. Tulio.
Yes, good point. Magulio.
Kai meows again, a little less excited to see
Meow.
Wow.
Noble.
Oh, yeah.
One day I'll remember your name, but
Oh, yeah.
just not today.
Glances over to Delilah, having heard, the cat speak and being familiar with wizardy stuff. And then, the way that Delilah fucking went out of her way to very rapidly save the cat, despite getting, basically ran through for it. Would it be safe to guess they're probably associated talking cat with same hair?
They're probably associated, yeah. Realistically speaking, clearly Delilah feels something for this cat. So, you know what? Roll me a d20, because it could be funny.
Yeah, I might actually... Do I get a boon? Since this
Oh, no. I just want to see a d20, because this will be funny.
Oh, dear God.
Roll a 1. Ah!
Okay, so you got it. You know in a heartbeat exactly what's happened.
Familiar.
The cat can speak, right?
Yep.
So what happened was, this cat is her lover. They were once a human. You know about magic, you know about this sort of stuff. You know exactly. She literally got stabbed through the back. She almost died for this cat. So this is her lover, who's been changed into a feline form, who can apparently speak sometimes, and sometimes they're forced to meow, or maybe you all just went temporarily crazy from fear or pain. But whatever it was, this woman has been polymorphed. And Delilah, for all her standoffish attitude, is really just a poor... Right.
You know,
That
this
makes you-
cat has been polymorphed. It doesn't even matter what the gender
has been
is.
polymorphed, and Delilah, for all her normal, gruff, like, hey, I can take care of myself, like, really strong mental attitude, is really just a poor, broken-hearted girl, pining for her love and doing all she can for them.
I mean, that'd make a bit more, actually. Okay, so she's just like a crazed cat lady whose lover happens to be a cat, who is probably a human. I'm not
I'm
judging
saying-
if she still does
Just
stuff
saying,
with that
she
cat.
went out of her way.
Oh
she
yeah,
was
I'm not judging if she's
really
still
willing
doing
to
things with that
die
cat.
for this cat. So
I'm assuming
clearly
she might
there's
be.
That's the only option.
It's the only option. She's still very much engaged in an active romantic and sexual relationship with the cat.
Oh my god!
Stop! Okay.
That's what Arlie's thinking. He just looks at her and goes, "Oh no, stop, please."
I just
Anyways.
I could have gone without that flash of inspiration. Okay. Hey Delilah, you seem to know Choir Boy. Could you tell them when you see them next that we actually dealt with the house? I'm going to look after Frank, given seems to have been a rough day for side glance, a very rough day for him. I'll leave you and your
Kai meows loudly when you say choir boy. Like,
excuse me.
did you not hear me talk when I was a cat? I sounded like me.
He was a bit distracted,
That he was. Was.
trying not to get stabbed.
Yeah, and then that
Well.
nat one. And then that nat one. Yeah,
We
anyways.
only rolled nat ones and nat 20s.
Anyways,
This
yeah.
has been a day for great rolls. I'm just saying.
Just let Choir Boy know that we have the way to the thing clear. I'm going to probably go with Tulio and speak with the sergeant soon, and maybe we can find one of the other churches and see if they might be able to provide restorative services for all of us, since none of us are looking okay. Again, my condolences for your +1. Your esteemed partner. And awkwardly
Kai's,
walks over to the priest.
Kai's glaring at Alistair, but it just looks like, like with the cats, they're always glaring, so it doesn't
the
do anything.
Resting bitch face from
Yeah.
cats, and the my condolences on your partner thing is probably also like a what? What is he even rambling about?
He walks away, Kai looks up at Delilah, like, I can't talk, but you understand what I'm saying. We're in public, I'm not gonna out myself, but he's crazy. Let's steal from him.
So I guess it's the point where I go and talk to the priest and find out they have no fucking clue.
So you went to the priest and she's, "I'm sorry, I've expended all that I know on the subject for now. I had to heal a very important individual."
Would you know if there would be anyone else who might have an affinity for the restorative arts within this place? I'd be certainly happy to leave a donation to this church just for the ability to be able to provide some degree of restoration, not only for myself, but for some of my other compatriots.
The father's gone home for the day. He won't come back. Now there's plenty of places to worship. If you're not picky, you could always check there, but of course I must ask that you do not, because that is not the best for your soul, is not the way to redemption and eternal life. You should wait here, rest yourself, rest your eyes. In the morning, the father will be along again, and he can help you.
I drop her 2 copper pieces, and a much appreciated. I'm sorry that I can't offer more, but it currently stands, I'll see what I can do, just because the severity of some of the injuries were nothing that I think should be sat on, as it were. So yeah, go over and like, Frank, are you there? Did they beat the brains out of you?
Oh, yes, they did.
Oh, do you know who I am, Frank?
You're not the talking cat. Was there actually a talking cat? Am I going crazy?
No, it's definitely a talking cat. It's her ensorcelled lover.
Oh my god.
The cat, trust me, I am the apprentice to a mage. Well, I'm going to be the apprentice to a mage. That cat has been enchanted, possibly by the fairies of the lake. Perhaps there's more to that myth than just hearsay and rumor, which is all sorts of foreboding for the tales of people going missing in this manner. And that cat is clearly Delilah's lover, given to what end she went to go. By the way, I'm like passionately also trying to convince him of this fact. Because it also sounds like, 18. Or 16, sorry.
Well, Frank, but when it comes to what players believe, except for me, it's mostly
you
up to
can
them.
totally make up to you,
But yeah,
but I
it's
sound
basically,
very convinced.
Yeah.
I mean,
Frank, you can at least believe that he definitely sounds like he believes.
I'm pretty convinced. I'm like, sounds a lot like something that Linda mentioned. She came across something like this in her travels. I think she's turned a few people into cats herself.
I ought to read more of your books in case there is a bit of fact within that fiction. In the meantime, though, I was wondering if I might be able to borrow you to visit some of the other houses of healing in the area, so we might better see to your wounds, since you look like a stiff breeze might drop you, and that's coming from me.
Now, Frank, you're pretty aware that, the new god offers services and but, shopping around at your convenience really isn't cool from a religious standpoint.
In that case, he's probably going to be like, no, I think I'll just stay here until the morning. The priest will come in and help me out. I can use a rest anyway.
All right. In that case, you're going to be here, though, in the morning?
Yeah, you guys could come meet up with me if you find anything.
Okay. I make the same offer to basically Delilah, and you can bring your partner as well. And Miguel, you'd be able to help us go find someone who might be pliable towards helping a few wayward souls, correct?
I maybe could help find something.
Yes, one of my thoughts was perhaps if we might be able to find one of them with, I don't know, a scroll that I could read to restore Frank, since he does not feel like he can venture to any other church as it would be considered heretical. My character worships Maiden of the Moon and therefore doesn't give a shit because he basically just worships magic and knowledge.
Hey Delilah, do you want to possibly correct Arlie's character that Kai's in fact not your lover? Because that would be cool.
She doesn't realize that that's exactly what he thinks.
Because he's also awkwardly.
She's just very
partner.
Confused about why he keeps saying that.
And partner is pretty generic, and you guys were working together. It's very accurate, really.
Yep.
Yeah, but you said my condolences.
Yeah, that was the weird part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny that. Oh well, anyways, so off to other churches, perhaps, so that we might, see what we can see. I would like to know.
I was going to say, I'm assuming it's about the time that the guard lady was supposed to be making her rounds, yeah?
But it's also going to be dangerous because it's at evening. I would rather be more restored if we're going to be wandering in, grievings in the middle of the night. That sounds like a really good way to die.
I mean,
There's more than just 3 ruffians in
no, there's only 3 ruffians in the entire grievings, and 2 of them were in jail.
No. One of them is in jail.
One of them is jail.
Are repented.
One is rinsing the shit out of his pants,
And repented.
and the other has just turned over a new leaf. He's a full believer in the new god. The new god is Linda, and Frank is her apostle, like her prophet.
Yeah. Or Linda's like the messiah of the new god. Linda came to Earth to die for the sins like Astrid and
the father, the Linda, and the Frank.
The Frank is the father. Look how fucking old he is.
Yeah, Linda's just a reincarnation of... No, there it is. Linda was a reincarnation of Astrid. Done.
That means that Delilah gets to play the devil.
Done.
Yay!
Like, I'll be your Satan. Anyway, so
And Rogue.
so you're kind of trying to just kind of wander around from place to place and be like, hey, can you heal me? Hey, can you heal me? Basically.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. Well, what you're finding...
very, very, I'm actually going to, since I have Miguel with me,
Mm-hmm.
not quite purses, but con job,
They're just,
wounded
help!
pilgrim.
Help! My friend is in such dire need.
And we have Delilah. Yeah, I'm running a con job with him, so I at least know him well enough to figure that one out.
Okay, so you're kind of trying to convince these people to heal you. Now, here's what you're getting from these people. The Church of the New God is basically, it's expansive. Now, actually, here's a question for you two. Actually, there's a question. Kai and Delilah. I know Frank is trying to take a rest. He's sticking with the Church of the New God.
The first one I do check.
Well, before
Maiden
that,
of the Moon.
one sec.
Mine.
So, one sec. So Frank is keeping with the Church of the New God to try and heal himself, try and rest and recuperate, and wait for the proper father to come heal him. Kai and Delilah, what are you doing? I know these two are kind of church hopping to see who will heal them.
I mean, I'm just living my best life, whatever Delilah wants to do.
Alright, so you're basically just flopping it. Alright, cool.
Yeah, I don't really have much to do. I think it's best to wait for the others to continue the search, so...
Okay, so you're just kind of hanging up for an hour or so, let them get their attempts at pity heals out of the way?
Yeah.
Fails out of the way.
Alright, because that's one thing you're definitely finding is... Aside, you go to the... So you're first going to the one with the Maiden of the Moon?
That's my church.
Remote mysteries, magic, and heading. Okay. The problem with the Maiden of the Moon is it doesn't really have a leader. There's no father of the Church of the Maiden of the Moon. It's a lot of people doing their own thing. It's mysteries, it's magic, it's hidden paths, things like that. It's not really the kind of place that a whole bunch of people sit around and one person lectures you. And that's one thing that anyone who has much knowledge in the way of religion knows is the new god is, the Church of the New God specifically, is expanding. It's growing, it's getting a lot of new members, it's got
Is it the only one we're likely getting heals at?
It's growing in wealth. So they're pretty accepting of everybody is the thing. Basically, if they can find a way to kind of hook people and bring them in, they'll do it. It's kind of probably why Delilah kind of hates these fuckers, is because they're kind of doing what she does, except they have a big budget, lots of people and magic, and she's kind of got to try and do her own thing, except against them.
Wow.
So they're like, come on in, we'll heal you, we'll help you, we're here for you. The soul is eternal, and death is a door to the next life, and you got to be good if you're gonna go to a peaceful afterlife, and we're gonna migrate our souls together and all this stuff. It's not so much about the same sort of personal enlightenment sort of thing. It's very much a religion that serves a lot of people, as opposed to the individual. So, of most of these places, you're rarely going to find people who have an actual father or leader there to actually bestow blessings on you. It's kind of a place of personal worship. It's shrines set up.
Yeah. I mean, if we don't, but between the both of us, if we know there's no other place to go, I guess we're just gonna go and fuck. And Delilah and Kai are more fucked up than I am.
Actually, at this point, you're all around the same.
I mean, I'm very close to full
Except
health.
me.
Yeah, like you're at.
6
Frank
on
is
9.
fucked. Frank is fucked. Kai's at 4 out of 9. Delilah's at 5 out of 10. You're at 6 out of 9.
Yeah.
Miguel's just like, nothing touches me, bitches.
Yeah, I guess.
Frank has been horribly fucked up.
Nothing touches him because I attacked him.
I guess we can just let them know that we're going to check in on the sergeant, and then we're going to get the fuck out as quick as possible. Because, quite frankly, 2 of us going forward is a good way to die. But, yeah.
Frankly.
All right. I guess we'll go back and get Delilah and
give them the
her
option
cat.
if they want to come along with us. If not, yeah.
If not, then away we go.
I think we should go. I mean, I can't say that, but I kind of look at Delilah. I'm like, yeah, let's go there.
Delilah has no fucking clue what you mean with these looks.
She is like not like they ask if they want to go, and Kai like nods.
But you see, the funny thing is, Alistair, when you mention these things, this clearly intelligent cat keeps looking up to Delilah and giving her meaningful looks, and giving her big expressions, and
Look,
moving
you
her
just take
eyes,
the evening off, and
nodding.
just like
Oh
very
my God.
quietly. I'm not going to think about it.
Is there anybody around us? Like, are there still people around us? Late.
Let's see. Given the time, you said about an hour, so wander around for about half hour probably if you get cut off. So it's probably about 6:30.
Okay,
So
it's
there are people out and about, but even more so than before, they're getting fewer and farther between.
yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. Just in case later on I can con these people for a house to sleep in for a couple weeks when they
For a
adopt
house.
me.
Just a full
Well,
house.
no, like they adopt me and then I run away again. Do that thing where it's like, I'm hungry. I want kids to feed me.
So yeah, I guess we'll venture off then. Yes.
See.
Okay, now Frank, you are currently sleeping to try and not be dead.
Yes.
We're not telling Frank this. He is a corpse. We're not bringing him.
Okay, so you're just kind of like you're dead of the world for now. Okay, so I'll try and kind of do it in a more rapid pace so you're not left out too long. But in the meantime, you're going to be healed for your healing rate because I assume you're not sleeping here for 24 hours.
Yeah, it'd probably be too long.
I mean,
like you can all choose, for example, to
we might
stop
choose to
and
go
take a
back.
full day's rest.
We might actually choose to do that after we deal with like the guardsmen, because I
Well,
mean,
for now,
it
for now I'm gonna
really
leave
depends
Frank.
on what we find out from the guardsmen.
Okay. So you four trudge back off into Grievings, heading back to. Pardon me. Where's that tavern?
Man, Frank with a 3 health.
No, with 1 right now.
Oh,
Like I said, I'm not going to heal him until you've decided whether or not you're taking a full rest. All right, so yeah, you head back to the Fallen Soldier Tavern, or at least in that area, because apparently that's where Sergeant Elise is supposed to be. She's moving around here in Grievings, trying to find who might be disappearing, that sort of thing. Now, someone roll me a d6.
I suppose I shall.
All right.
Boop. 6. I rolled it first.
True.
She did.
You were slow.
well, I wasn't slow. I was just like, I just rolled enough botches.
I
that
wasn't
I'm good.
talking to you. I was talking to Virus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're out walking the street, and you're approaching the Fallen Soldier. And as you are, you can see what looks like sort of a taller individual in a large cloak with a cowl that completely covers their face, sort of, they're leaning against the wall in the alley behind the tavern. They're sort of nestled away near the corner, not really doing much. They just sort of lift their head and look back and forth. It's not really that strange, but they're fairly tall, and they're not sitting, they're standing against the wall.
Like how tall?
Like, maybe 7 feet.
Oh.
What?
That's not fairly tall. That's really tall.
That's fairly tall.
So what's really tall? Give us like
9-10 feet.
9-10 feet.
Tall is like 6 feet, because I'm 6 feet.
Do we all notice this?
Oh yeah, it's not hard to spot as you're like wandering the street. And even if only one of you notices, I'm sure the other ones can say. It's like, I'm not going to say it. Don't worry about it. I'll go this way. You all go that way.
You know, that whole joke we were making about fairies in a trench coat is seeming a lot less jokey now.
You thought it was a joke. I mean...
Especially after exploding chicken.
Yeah. Glad I tuned into that. I mean... No.
So, how do we just wait here for a moment and maybe discuss and see if it moves? And, how do we find the good sergeant? Thoughts? Volunteers? Tulio?
Tulio.
Volunteers.
Delilah!
He says volunteers and Kai meows.
I mean, if we had choir boy, we could just throw them at the problem, but...
Oh, this is
Meow! Meow!
Shh! Be quiet, cat. You're going to get us noticed.
Kai, tries to give him a look, but he's a freaking cat.
Now,
Okay,
where
so-
did that choir boy go?
Actually, Kai jumps out of Delilah's arms and disappears, is leaving to go around a corner to find
so-
where people aren't.
So apparently you talking about things has upset this cat so much that he leaps out of Delilah's arms and just runs away.
Oh, clearly.
Now,
cat,
do you see what you did,
clearly-
Alistair? You upset the cat.
I mean, it's not my fault it has a jealous streak.
And then
Wow.
a few minutes later, Kai comes back and he's like, all of you are idiots. That's at what he says walking up to you guys.
Oh, hello.
Oh, there's the
boy.
choir boy.
I've been here the whole time.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. Who do you think the cat was?
So you're
Her
just saying
polymorph
this?
lover.
I'm saying it quietly. I'm saying it loud. Inside the group, I'm kind of like, who do
Wait, do you actually
cat?
say that?
Yeah.
Well, here's a very important question then. If there's nobody around right now,
Then who was cat? Sorry.
why did... or if you're the cat,
And the cat.
then how come you're so tall?
Also, why aren't you meowing? I mean, if you're a cat. Clearly, the cat has a lot of difficulty in speaking for the most part.
No, I can talk as a cat. I just prefer not to because people think it's cute when I meow.
Also, why, or if you were just going to tell us you were the cat, why would you even bother going around the corner? See, the cat is
Just in
obviously a
case-
different person than you.
Just in case somebody walked up. It's a little weird to just
Keeping
step
an eye,
onto
by
the
way,
ground
on
and
the
then
alley.
turned
You
into
think
a
someone's going to
human.
find us in an alley in the middle of the night,
I
where
mean,
it's kind of
Yeah,
dark?
have you ever heard of serial killers? Tulio?
Yeah, you probably have.
have you
we
ever heard of
have.
serial killers staring very intently at the alley?
Now you are fairly far away, more than 20 yards away. This individual looks your way occasionally, and the more you look their way, the more you find that hooded cowl just staring at all of you.
Side glancing back, and it's like, I think they've noticed that we've noticed.
Probably.
Right. We were supposed to be
Subtlety
finding-
never really was your strong suit.
Honestly. Well, I mean, it's not most noble strong suit.
I mean, I fared fairly well with convincing the one fellow to leave.
But it wasn't subtle, it was very brute force.
Bombastic.
I wasn't there for that. So I'm going to believe you're lying.
Bombastic. Unfortunately, I don't think I can quite muster that one again. We don't have Frank to shout religion? That was religion.
Frank just stands up. Religion!
To literally instill the fear of the Almighty in one of them.
That is what I said.
Get off God's lawn.
So what do you suppose we do then?
Well, we have a very likely candidate for the fairy wearing the trench coat.
I say Silver Spoon goes talks to him, and I like push Alistair.
Would you care to accompany me, Tulio? I don't particularly like my, chances of faring well in this when a priest who was actually prepared for the encounter didn't fare well. And by that I mean he vanished without a trace. Shrugging, like, please don't make me talk to that thing on my own.
The tall individual, by the way, is like moving backwards with long steps and kind of just around the corner.
Okay, we actually need to go now.
Okay, let's go.
Incidentally,
What are you, Hamlet? No action? Let's go. I like push Alistair
Tulia,
in front of me, and then we make him start walking towards where the guy went. The tall thing
Tulio,
went.
You have a penchant for the dramatic. Can you belt out rather loudly in your best showman voice? Hey, Sergeant Elise, we have a message from Father Gregory. If she's anywhere in the vicinity, that should probably get her attention.
You want me to call attention to myself in the middle of the night, in the middle of a dark alleyway?
Where we're about to
For the serial killers.
Where a serial killer that definitely saw us is, yes, who we're about to go and run after otherwise, and which is clearly
fine.
He's getting away the longer you guys talk. Let's go.
I'm hustling. I'm just like,
Okay.
showmanship, do your thing.
Kai's also not going by himself. Just a note. He makes sure Alistair's in front of him.
Sergeant Elise! If you're around, I believe we have a message from Father Gregory.
Alright.
I need to shut my door real quick. My cat opened it again.
Good kitty.
We are the biggest half-wits.
You're the idiot who suggested this.
I mean, I wasn't the one who was like, let's go run down the alley after the fairy in a trench coat.
Back.
Okay, so you run down there, and you see this individual is like loping away. Like they're not kind of just like inching or shuffling. They're like running.
Okay, yeah, let's hustle. Keep shouting, Tulio.
Sergeant Elise, where are you?
Okay, well, you definitely have other individuals' attention, so it's sucking. So you would have had to get to Redemption and back. So it's about 8 o'clock at night now. So those who are kind of wandering into the taverns and kind of trying to get where they're going are just staring at you. Some of them are like ducking their heads and moving the other way quickly.
We're rather in need of someone from the god right now. Still rushing. I mean,
can we catch up to the guy, or is he? Are they?
They're actually faster than you. They're not like outpacing you easily, but
you're not making that throwing dagger.
You're not making any ground, that's for sure.
Try using a throwing dagger. A wounded target moves a lot less quick than a non-wounded target. Also, if it's cold iron in a fairy, that works, right?
I think so.
Yeah, the random rude boy was carrying a cold iron dagger.
Shh. We can hope. Look, man, just kill the fairy.
Really, now we don't even know what it is.
I mean, pixies are terrible according to all sources.
We don't even know that it's a pixie.
Every
You're
source
right.
I've talked
It could
to,
be
I've talked to
17
myself.
pixies in a trench coat.
All
Going
right.
to try something a little bit.
I was going to say, are you really going to, in front of other people staring at you, whip out a throwing knife that is in your backpack, not even somewhere you can reach easily, hold it up over your head, and throw it at someone in the middle of the night? Because if so,
Not-
please do. That should be
Not
fun.
really.
Okay, cool.
Kind of like looking at Alistair like, are you fucking stupid?
I mean, we're clearly dealing with something unnatural.
Yes, you.
Yeah. Silver
7
spoon.
foot tall, spider legs. I mean,
No,
they're
no, no, just long steps.
creepy.
Oh, it has spider legs, does it?
Let's just, if we run, can we catch up with it? Or, like, are we
we're
sprinting?
Running.
Like I'm assuming you're running. If you're not
Okay.
running, it's way outpacing you. I'm assuming
Okay.
you're running. Yeah, it's
Can
still
you
out.
make, like, a
it's probably-
run check or something? Do those exist?
no,
Actually,
basically, if you're
Wait a second. Where are we on the
Hmm.
map right now?
well, you were. Where are we? Yada-da-da, yada-da-da, yada-da-da-da-da. Come on now. Actually, go. Okay. Well, you were in Grievings near the tavern. Now you're sprinting up this way. Boom, boom.
Which way?
That way.
Towards
I'm not seeing any pings.
redemptions.
You're not. Sorry. Are you not seeing this on there?
Not,
Oh, there we
there
go.
we go.
That way.
Anything notable we're heading in the direction of?
Mm-hmm. The Morehouse.
Mm. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Well, I suppose we'll keep chasing after it until we for sure see it go in there.
And then we'll leave
and
and split up.
And then we'll run after it.
Then
And
we'll
then
run
we'll
in
be okay.
after it.
Sounds good to me. How much health do you have again?
4.
Even
Awesome.
at full health, we were all pretty shit.
That's more just meant to be a vague, oh no, look out. Anyways. All right, so you all sprint after it all the way to the Morehouse then?
Yes.
I'm assuming it's going to the Morehouse.
It
I'm
is.
gonna stop where I can like see the front, just like see it be able to go in, and then I'm gonna let everybody go in front of me.
Everybody gets to make me a strength check.
A strength check, Sasha. I hate you.
You're like sprinting for like half an hour. Which of you is the accomplished Olympic sprinter again?
Oh, fucking right. Apparently me today.
Oof.
10.
Apparently.
Oh no! Shit.
All right. Well, only one of you got the critical failure, which I'm just kind of counting as the same as a 5 or less, which was the failure for this. So, Delilah, you are officially fatigued. So, Miguel is not. Excuse me. Miguel's not in the best way. He's tired. He's probably going to need a sec. So, you're momentarily fatigued. Delilah is officially fatigued until she can actually take a short rest. Like, she's going to need like half hour to get back on her feet. However, by the time you're all done sprinting, you see this long-legged individual run into the house.
Maybe we should go back to wherever Frank is. They're like religious, right? They'll protect us.
I mean, I think
I
I'm
still-
going to.
Think that we need to find Elise.
I mean, all we have now is we've confirmed that the trench-coated fairy is in the Morehouse. We can now present this to Elise and gather ourselves and maybe go there when we're not on the verge of death.
That's fair.
I'm still perfectly fine.
Yes,
Okay.
we totally believe you, Tulio.
I mean, comparatively, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll I'll let you escort your partner over to the church, and I'm going to accompany Tulio to see Elise, and then we'll be back there soon. Have a good day, choir boy. Evening.
Stick my tongue out at you.
Okay, so sorry, you
I'm
two
a
are
good
going
person.
Sorry, hold on.
Left...
So 2 of you are going to go talk, and the other 2 are going back to the church?
I mean, I don't know why we're splitting up.
I mean,
Same.
because Delilah's fatigued, and you're heavily wounded, so sending the 2 people who are in good condition to go and talk to Elise, and then just reconvene at the church, and then rest until tomorrow.
I'd rather go talk to Elise. I mean, I know I'm at 4 health, but it's my decision to be stupid.
Here's the other thing is, we still need to send Delilah back. I mean, if you want to catch up with us after, that's fine, but we literally have...
Oh yes, 5-3 Kai is going to do so much in the way of protecting Delilah.
No, it's also just safety in numbers. Sending a fatigued individual on their own to the church to catch
And why don't we just...
In the middle of, Gank City is not a good idea.
Yeah.
And then... But you want me to walk back by myself to find you guys?
I mean, you're the one who wants to come back and find us.
Or we could just take Delilah. It doesn't look like we're that far away. I don't know how big the map is. And then...
Fine, we'll tolerate choir boy for a little longer. I still think you should be... I still think that you should take some time to look after your partner there, and...
She's my partner in work.
Yes, well...
That's still a partner!
Yeah, but I don't have any... Sorry, Delilah. You're very kind, but I don't have that much attachment to you.
Wow, this is just the harshest breakup my character just witnessed.
Wow. Neither right to you unless you're being a cat.
When's the divorce?
That's
You heard her.
Totally
She
shuns Kai in human form.
She only loves you for the pussy.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Okay, tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So, Delilah, you're heading back to rest with Frank for now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's going to take enough time that you can successfully be considered no longer fatigued. Da-da-da!
And yeah. we're gonna
And you
go
3
find
go
a
walking.
Lovi's.
So, keep in mind, you sprinted half an hour to get here after shouting for this guard lady. So now you're going to walk back?
Yep.
Okay. So,
She'll
let's see.
hopefully find us at some fucking point.
Okay.
We made enough of a
So it's about
ruckus.
So if it's sprinting for half an hour, it's about an hour walk back, unless you're going to sprint back.
Fuck
that-
that.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so it's about 9:30 at night at this point. Frank is dreaming of not being in horrible amounts of pain for no fucking reason. The poor fucking
Frank
guy.
is dreaming of opium.
Opium. Nice. You
And
live there.
Linda.
Both.
Okay. Lindopium? Anyway,
Linda invented opium.
Lindopium. All right. So you 3 all walk back, and now you're kind of getting weird looks from people. It's fairly clear that people, at least in Grievings, are watching your very weird behavior, and given how much attention you've drawn to yourselves, are starting to think of you as kind of oddballs. You can just tell by the looks around here. Word travels fast.
Great.
Yep. And then tomorrow, if I'm not near this group, they'll forget who I am.
They'll only know you if you keep hanging out with these guys. If you're
I'll
by
just
yourself,
chill
no
as a
problem.
cat for 3 weeks. They'll forget who I am. We'll find some nice kid who thinks oh, I've adopted a kitty, and I'll just
no.
live the life for 5 weeks.
It's I'm robbing your parents, bitch.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, if we bring a fairy in a trench coat to them dead, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. We're 17 fairies.
Do we have any luck finding Alice?
well, you go out walking for a while, and within about half an hour, Elise finds you. Probably because people are concerned that there's crazy people running around chasing other people in the middle of the night screaming for the guard. because that's something to be concerned about.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Understandable.
Understandable. Have a nice day. All right. So, Elise approaches you. You can tell because she's like, just here, halt.
Oh,
Ah, are you Elise?
It's a young woman in her 20s, thin brown hair, cut nice and short, kind of plain features. Maybe she's your other half, Miguel. No, she's not that plain. And she's fairly well muscled, so clearly she knows what she's doing. She's got kind of an old, like a curve in her nose. I mean, she's probably been smacked around a few times, but then again, she doesn't exactly look like the helpless victim. She's probably smacked around a lot more than she's been smacked around. But in any case, so she approaches you. She's got her uniform on. Doesn't have the full uniform on. Would be who really know that? Honestly, you can all take a check. All right, so that would be intellect check. All of you, please.
don't.
Stop believing.
Wow.
Wow,
Hold
to
on
kill
to
you
that
now.
feeling.
I'll see if anyone else succeeded.
there you
Failure.
All right, so
I was gonna say maybe I would know because we're supposed to deal with the guards and stuff.
that's actually why I got you to check, is because you might know for that reason. But nope, you have no idea.
Alistair got a 19. Oh.
Proud of him. He did one thing right. In
Jesus Christ.
his-
Fireboy had them in there to watch me talk someone into shitting their pants.
I mean, that wouldn't stop the smack talk.
No, but it would have, slightly abated it. Especially if I
Would
managed
it?
to, successfully bluff you into being like, that's the only fucking magic spell I know, but I'll use it on you at an inconvenient time.
So that's there for Alistair.
Oh, I must check a thing.
Yes. So you can see she's got her garden, plate on on her chest. She's kind of got more casual leggings. She's still got her weapon with her, but she's not got it drawn. She approaches all of you and she.
I mean, we don't necessarily need to halt. Eyebrow, raises, but we're going to do so considering we have business with you.
Well, that would be why I'm telling you to halt. Running around screaming my name in the middle of the night is not something I expect from anyone who, well, anyways. Who doesn't
Jeez.
fear me. She covers up very quickly and clumsily.
Do you want to take this, Tulio, or should I?
Excuse me?
We're here on behalf of some business pertaining to Father Gregory. He left some notes that seem to indicate that you and him were investigating the same thing, the disappearance of the people in Grievings.
Yes, the disappearances.
Which...
We kind of believe that we may have a lead.
Really? Go ahead.
Yeah, there
You're not gonna like it.
Actually, no, we can start with the simple part. There was a small band of toughs recently guarding a house in...
I'm sure she knows which house it is if you would just say the house.
the Moore House.
The Moore House? No one goes near that place.
There was a small
And
gang
yet
of
people
toughs
were there.
guarding it, specifically. And they actually are currently in the custody of your fellows over at the guardhouse.
Well,
At least
of
one
us.
person is.
At least one person is.
The other two kind of repented and are...
You know what? Let's skip that.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, one of their number is currently actually in custody. There's another of their number who we spotted, but we were not feeling too keen on pursuing a potentially very... Mike, actually, do I wanna... An unwell individual who has been feeling free to prey upon the less
The poor,
fortunate.
sad Saxon grievances.
Wow.
Hey, I live there.
Like I said, the poor, sad Saxon grievances.
Kai gives you
I mean,
death
fair
glare, I'm
point.
going to scratch your lip.
You do actually bring down the neighborhood a little bit, choir boy.
Yeah, you do anything to lift its spirits.
Sure, we're hunting down a kidnapper, cannibal, murderer.
I mean, I took this job too. It's not
Certified
like
honey bunch. You know that I love you.
But yes, so we pursued the individual from here over to the Moore House, which had been formerly under the
By here you mean the fallen soldier?
I actually give like the relative.
That's the tavern.
Was that where it was lurking near?
Yes.
Yeah, it was lurking right outside the tavern.
And that's where the disappearances have all come from. Well, except one, obviously.
We have the notes from like Father Gregory that had the thing, right?
That had the which thing?
That mentioned like fallen soldier and her, and then we have like the symbol.
Like the scratched off things?
Yeah, you have those papers, right? Yeah. It's these are actually what we're running off of. And how we came to these conclusions. We found this in Father Gregory's study while we were trying to find him, since he is also the only one who knows where my niece is.
Your niece? But, oh, you're him.
It's like a... Do you know where she is?
Yes.
Not going to be particularly forthcoming until we find Gregory, are you?
Nope.
Had a hunch. It's like the very practiced, like, super fake smile here. It's like, anyways, here, take these, look these over. This is how we found you. This is how we found the Moore House, and also why there's no one guarding it currently. Now, myself and my companions who have helped me ask so far are in rather poor straits from that encounter, but we fully intend on looking into this further tomorrow, when we're not...
Yeah, you're not looking the best.
Yes. If you would like to work together on this, we could certainly do with another helping hand in this.
Sure. I can only help out after dark, though.
Fair. Agreed. What time?
I'm off around... She kind of looks up at the sky and she's... I'm off around 6.
Okay. We shall meet near the Moore House at 6 and venture forth then, and I will bring the rest of them.
Give me an hour to get there. I still have to walk.
Fine. Works well.
7.
7 then.
Okay.
That's that thing.
Meeting adjourned. I need to not be dead on my feet.
It adjourned. I need to pass out.
Yeah, like a little noble guy. It's like, running on adrenaline and like, I'm going to find my I have found my niece, and she's not just going to cough up her location because, yep. Okay. Good.
Plot twist, the fairies on the trench coat are your niece.
Da-la-da! It's actually your niece, Madam Longlegs.
Yeah,
Okay.
She's been changeling. Just like someone kidnapped her, replaced her with a bag of twigs a long time ago, and now she's just mutated into like... Yeah,
Right now.
good.
So
All
you're
right. I guess since these people don't want to do anything...
You can just rest for like the entirety of the time. And
I
just
do
get-
assume you're going back and like getting yourself
Yeah.
taken care of.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we can basically just because like what time is it right now? Like 7ish.
It's like, well, it's not 7. It's like 9. Like by the time you get back to Redemptions, it's gonna be like 9:30, 10. I'll still let you guys take the full day rest because why not? Frankly.
Yeah, we can full day rest, and if any of the priests wanna look over us and see if they can help shore up poor Frank. Poor Frank.
Well, Frank is the only one, frankly, going to be shored up.
Yeah.
You're all like more or less fine at that point. So
Yeah.
they basically take a look at Frank and they're just like, the cat's doing fine. She's lost 1 hit point. Delilah's down by 1 hit point. Frank, on the other hand, they're like, oh, Frank, man, it's good to see you, man. Let's help you out. Let's get you all healed up, buddy. It'll be okay.
So wait, how much health are we gonna be? Yeah, you're gonna be at...
So basically, if you take a full day rest, then Alistair, you're up to 9 again. Miguel, you go from 10 to 10. So you're done.
Wow! Such healing!
I know.
Much wow.
Kai, you are up to 8 out of 9. We
Yeet.
have Frank, who will be healed for another 3 points, and so he'll be at 8 out of 10. And Delilah, you will be at 9 out of 10.
This is wonderful.
I sleep as a cat, by the way.
I know you do.
Just a side note.
So
Well, more
8 out
for
of
the
9,
party.
9 out of 9. Fucking Frank. Frank is so beefy. It's a good thing he's so beefy, or he'd be so dead. just killed by police brutality in the second episode.
Valerie Frank says, "Thank you. I thought Astrid was gonna guide me into the cycle."
Thank you. That would have been a shame.
Oh, Linda, I'm coming home.
That's sad.
And funny.
And funny.
Okay, so with that,
I was just gonna say not as funny as Alistair thinking that Kai and Delilah were lovers.
and then her like almost, he still sort of does. He just thinks that she just dumped you right in front of everyone. It's like, I was only into it for like the cat thing, so he just thinks like Delilah's this filthy like weirdo fetishist, and that you just got dumped.
Now Delilah and Kai have to ignore each other at the time. It's just quiet.
I only like you when you're a cat, and you just being like,
Okay.
"Shh." I'm gonna ignore you all
I'll
the
have
time.
Frank carry me.
No, yeah, I'm gonna ignore you all the time. Alistair, see, they just broke up, and now they can't even talk. It's so tragic.
Jesus Christ.
And
Kai,
he
this is
convinced
so
Frank.
sad. Meow Despacito.
Frank just being like, I have fodder for my new book. Such tragic romance and its ending.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You're all gonna get a
Yeah.
rest. You're all gonna get a rest, and then you're all gonna go meet her for the next morning or next evening, actually.
Yeah.
Next evening, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Chase
given
it
that we're starting to run a bit low on time, there's probably not going to be enough time to actually go exploring. So we'll save that for next week.
Next time.
On Dragon Ball Z. No.
Dun, 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 dun,
Christ. But yeah.
Oh no.
thanks.
Funimation, Toei Nation, and Shoichi. Crap, we're going to get taken down. Hey, sorry, go ahead.
Please kill
So,
me.
put you.
Anyways.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be glad to next time. Continue.
Right. Thanks to all the folks who tuned in. And I'd just like to say a big thank you first off to CJ, who's our wonderful Farron friend, Kai. Another thank you for Lovi, who's Delilah. Big thanks to Shrimp for coming back both to the channel and for being a part of this tabletop adventure. He's our wonderful Frank. And also to the Walking Virus, playing our smooth-talking Tulio / Smagulio.
Smagulio.
Also to Sasha / Cranston C. Cranston, because for some reason you wanted me to credit you as that.
Hey, man,
So
that's funny.
Cranston, or
It's an
Cranston
inside joke. You'll get it eventually. Sasha's fine.
Anyways. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, there's plenty more that's going to be on its way, and if you want to see more of this kind of content, you can check out more of our stuff at www.youtube.com/c/crithit. We also have a Twitch channel at Azakare, or is that Arlyeon? Cry, I don't remember.
It's
It's Arlyeon.
It's Arlyeon. I'm
I'm a mod there. Come hang out. Join my cult.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Tabletop.
Join our cult.
We also have a
Cranesfin
Discord
Mercury.
link. It's going to be in the description for the video. Anyways, we'll catch you next time, where we will probably completely screw the pooch on this adventure.
Oh, don't be so negative. Well,
Let the curtain fall.